I'll just introduce it. So what we're planning on talking about is homelessness and how we can help with that as a school, and also clean energy and the environment. So how we can help with that as well. So yeah, let's begin.
I feel as though we have chosen a strong point which we may not be able to solve globally, but at least we can begin in our area. The idea that I think we have chosen is to start a charity event, gathering those who are interested in solving poverty. And maybe we can even take this further by inviting foundations who are just as keen in solving the problem. For example, the Joseph Roundtree Foundation. We could also discover and look at all of the different resources that would make London, specifically Camden, for renewable and sustainable as a city and community. For example, we could use solar panels and wind energy to create electricity, especially as we have a River Thames in our city. This is how I feel about being sustainable in Camden and the change that we could make. Although homelessness is a very serious matter that we all need to deal with, people don't always make it in the correct way. Before donating, we need to make sure that they are not taken advantage. The best way to solve this is to leave it up to the shelters that provide homes and care for those who can afford it. Although donating money as a short-term resolution, this will not solve their problems, so we should make sure to leave the care to those who have it as their jobs, but doing a kind gesture to someone in need. Turning over a new leaf is if you are homeless, can be a very challenging task that there are lots of foundations that can help. You do with. The most important task is earning money, and in order to do this, you need a job. There are plenty of ways that you can get a job. For example, searching at the job center, and if you need help with affording a house, you could apply for a council house. Another way of doing your part for homeless people is by recommending them for a job or helping them out. If you can tell that they are in need, and I'll be getting back on track. Even though homelessness is a terrible thing, we could help as a school. As a school, we can make some money from a once-a-term charity event. This can be many things like a cake sale or wear your own clothes day. With this money, we would give it to the charities that help the homeless have a place to sleep and some food. Hopefully, we can help the homeless to find some shelter and some hospitality. We'll help the people in need.
Problem 2, the environment. How can we help the environment in the UCL Academy? What is happening and how can we help the environment as a community? There can never be a simple answer to this. Though we as a community can contribute, many people still stand in their mess and are blinded by pride of how far they have come industrially. The industrial period is falling, and if we don't switch to renewables, we as a species, and maybe Earth itself, will fall with it. This is a serious issue, and it is much, much closer than it seems. We are rapidly coming closer to tipping over the edge, and whilst the lack of clean energy is important, there are other things as well. If you're walking down the road eating a bar of chocolate like you always do, everyone has a right to a chocolate bar. And then you throw the wrapping on the floor. It is only one person, right? Wrong. Think of everyone eating a bar of chocolate and dumping their wrapping on the floor, thinking that others won't do the same. This is the main problem. Humans naturally think that because their conscious is within them, they are the centre of the world. This childish mindset has to stop. Everybody on this planet is in on this, and if we fall together. This is why we must work together. The old mindset is the wrong mindset. Everyone can band together to help. Sorry, I can't see. Would you mind? Everyone can band together to help try and solve this by informing yourself, making mindful decisions. How can we help the environment through the use of clean energy? We could begin using the farm for a percentage of our food, allowing us to cut down on the manufacturing and transportation, which would help the environment. Additionally, it would reduce costs. It would reduce costs used on manufacturing and transportation, allowing more money to be put into the pursuit for a completely clean UCL Academy. The fresh produce from the farm would also enhance the health of anybody who eats it. Many of the products we sell in the UCL Academy canteens are wrapped with ridiculous amounts of plastic. In the previous year, it was reported that 60 to 80% of all waste in the ocean was plastic, and we can't be helping. Whilst many of the products wrapped in plastic are profitable, none of them are good for the environment. I propose that we limit the amount we sell, or even stop selling it. It's ignorant of us to spend an entire lesson learning about the problems with plastic before heading down to the canteen and drinking something that's practically coated in it. Each year, an average school our size chops down 10 trees for our paper. Whilst it may not seem like much, these numbers add up. This is why I believe that we should use laptops instead of standard paper for our lessons. Laptops are far more practical, acting as every single book in one, without all the weight of every book on your back. It has been shown that the school can provide the amount of laptops necessary because of the circumstances. Additionally, it would take away the need for stationery, which also has a carbon footprint on it. Finally, as the world becomes increasingly focused on computers for work, it's ridiculous that we only use them in computer science and occasionally engineering. Handwriting is becoming less and less necessary, and staying with it whilst having no reason to, except tradition, doesn't make any sense.
As cars drive across the world, the rollers beneath the asphalt spin. The spinners are surrounded by a large magnet and copper wires. So as they spin, the magnets and copper wires give off large streams of electrons which then produce energy. We can install these spinners around the school's road, and not only will they produce a significant amount of energy for the school, but also produce energy for other nearby buildings and homes. Our school can also resort to other renewable energy sources like solar panels. These would be located on the top floor of our school, which could provide even more energy. School could also have days where no technology is included, and everything is completed on paper and whiteboards. This would decrease the amount of fossil fuels burned as no electricity is being used. Students could also bring in their own healthy lunches so that gas ovens are not used within the school's kitchens. We could use the spacious room on the 6th floor to our advantage by planting different kinds of fruits, vegetables, flowers, and other plants. Not only could we use the fruits and vegetables for fresh and nutritional lunches, but we can also use the plants for energy. This is called biomass energy. It is a much safer, cleaner, and more efficient way to gain energy. By converting these plants into liquids and gas fuels, we then have a new way of getting energy and at a low price.